warmed up. So we'll start off with the starting lineups. As we start off with, as usual, Fort Lee. They started off with their catch, with their one playing number one, wearing number 13. It is Jawu Park, followed by him the right fielder Kaizo Katayama. At batting third, you got Yosef Rosa. Then batting fourth, it's Dylan Shulman, the shortstop. Then you got batting fifth, the pitcher for today, Stefano Casal. Batting sixth at third base, Javier Rivera. Batting seventh playing at first is Ryan Aziriari. And then batting eighth, you got Adrian McCary, the catcher. And then batting ninth is a split between Achilles Baracos and Luis Nakayima. You got Baracos as a designated hitter and Nakayima as the left fielder. So here we started off now. And it goes outside. Way inside, actually. It's ball one. So we got ourselves a nice little cloudy day as it went past, goes over the ground to the third to throw over the first for out number one. So that's how it starts up with Tenafly being able to take out Fort Lee with out number one. It'll be a 5-3. Now you got Katayama, who is up to bat. First pitch, he grounds it on a sharper over to third. Had to get the throw over to first, and are they saying that this might be a foul ball? They stay across the right side of the third base line. It did. They are saying it's fair, and that will go down as a base hit. Katayama able to put that off, and now Yosef Rosa comes up to bat. Pitcher for today's game is Derek Barquin for Tenafly. He gets settled now against Rosa. The first pitch, a curveball on the outside for ball one. This team playing baseball just across from the Lewis F. Cole Middle School. And the 1-0 is out on the outside. It goes behind the catcher, and that will allow Katayama to move over to second. So now Fort Lee has a runner in scoring position. The count is now 2-0. Here's the pitch. And it goes way inside for ball three. Quickly behind, he's now 3-0. I'm just quickly joined by Mike Lopresti, joining with us here along the East Coast now here in New Jersey. And here's the 3-0. And the ball is fouled along the third base line for 3-1.
I should have known better. Coaching, teaching here for over 20 years, that I should prepare a little bit better for the traffic. But I'm here. I'm happy I'm here, and let's go Bridgman.
You and me both, Mike. It took me about 2 hours to get here, but thankful enough I had some time to prepare. Looking now for a 3-1. Rosa trying to get onto base. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses for strike two. Count is now full. So with Katayama at second, with one out so far here in the top of the first to begin today's 7-inning game. It was a strikeout, actually. So that's the second out. So now Dylan Shulman is up to bat for Fort Lee. The first pitch to him is a high fastball for ball one. Stefano Casal is up on deck. The 1-0. Another outside curveball for ball two. Wheeling and dealing, but there has been some good shades so far for Barquin to try and make his move right in the strike zone. The 2-0. Fouled along the left field. It's actually going to go foul behind him, right into the hands, right near the catcher. The count now 2-1. Now 2-1. And it catches just the outside corner for strike 2. Really wavering right there, taking a little good fool on Shulman. 1 on, 2 out. Shulman now preparing to face a 2-2. From Derek Barkwin, here's the throw. And he hits this one over to center field, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Kayama taking his move to home. The throw is not going to get there. And Fort Lee strikes first. It's actually Tenafly. My mistake. It's Tenafly that manages to get the first run of this game.
2 strikes on a hitter, 2 outs, too good of a pitch for Stefano. Hit on the screws. Hey, good play by the center fielder, though. Hitting the cutoff man, but it just wasn't there in time.
Yep, and it was a nice little strike over to find a good one. So, you get the first pitch, and the steal over to second is successful by Capolino. Garrett Escala right now at bat. So not mistaken, that was a ball. Here's the 1-0. The curveball catches the outside corner for strike 1. The 1-1 count now. Here's the throw. A high fastball for ball 2. Now the 2-1. And he hits this one out deep to center field. Position under it to make the catch. And that's the third out. And right there out there at center field was Jae-Woo Park, who was able to make it, and that will retire the side. An RBI single that puts Tenafly up early 1-0 as we now head to the bottom of the first, where Fort Lee will be up to bat for the first time today. We now head to the bottom of the first here at the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome in now here at live on YouTube. This is Zach Wilson along with Michael Lopresti giving you Fort Lee Richmond action. And here in the bottom of the first, as the first pitch from Casal over the park nearly hits his head, but he's able to duck, and that'll be for ball 1. That's not the first impression you want to make for your first pitch of the game. Fort Lee 2-6 on the year as the 1-0 is fouled along the third base line for a 1-1. Fort Lee coming off of their 6-5 win against Richfield. They nabbed the late lead in the game. The game was tied up at 5 when it came to the bottom of the 6th as the 1-1 is fouled and it does clip the ceiling of the cage for a 1-2. A nail-biter game for Fort Lee the other day, but they were able to come away with it. Needed all that momentum they could get back on Monday. So now it's a 1-2, and the pitch is way over high and goes beyond the catcher for a 2-2. Well, it looks like Casale is going to try and do a little better with trying to make those moves on the pitches. Wants to get clear to his catcher. And this one nicks Park. And he'll move over to first on a hit by pitch.
And that's exactly the role of the leadoff hitter, right? You need to get the things going, down a run, but leadoff guy getting on base, hopefully gets a rally going. Let's see what we do here. Do we steal, hit and run, bunt? Let's see what the Bridgman go for here.
It's going to be some fun to watch out for. So now you get Katayama, who is up to bat. First pitch showing bunt. It goes way up high, but McCrary is able to catch this one. It will be ball 1. And the 1-1, a steal, goes over the second, and it's not able to be made in time as Park is able to put Fort Lee in scoring position.
Hey, getting the wheels going there. That was a great pitch to steal on, a breaking ball out of the zone. Batter is working the count. Right, now let's see what goes on.
Derek Barkman trying to get a little better move. Here's the 1-1, and it goes way inside for a ball. Here's the throw. And he hits this one out to left field, and that's going to go for a foul ball. Went just along the left of the third base line right into the football field. Where it was positioned, the umps say that's foul. So they'll do it again.
Turned on an inside pitch, but with no outs, runner on second, should be looking to go the other way. Try to move him over to third.
See what they work on. And here's another pitch. This one is grounded over to second base. Can't get the shortstop. Can't get it. That will be a base hit. Here's a long throw over the home. Park was interfered with by the catcher, but that's still going to go down for a run. And it's an RBI double for Fort Lee as they knot it all up at 1.
Hey, couldn't have placed it at a better place. 17 hopper up the middle. Shortstop couldn't knock it down, keep it in the infield. Fort Lee gets a run, and now we get the runner on second on the throw because that's an example of when the center fielder misses the cutoff man, and all you do is give up extra bases. That's not good fundamentals right there. But Fort Lee can take advantage of it now. Third hit in a row, now second hit in a row with a man in scoring position. Can take the lead here with a single.
So with that, you get up the second baseman, Dylan Schultz. Actually, sorry, that is Joseph Rosa, the second baseman. First pitch from Barkwin, and he lifts this one out over to right field. That's going to go into foul territory. Can the catch be made? No, it cannot. And it could not be made by the first baseman on that play, and that was Sam Goldman who tried to pick that one up, but to no avail. It'll be 0-1.
New life for Rosa. Any ball hit that high and that long in the air, that should be an out. So we got a new life here, and let's see if Fort Lee can really take advantage of it.
Well, it gives them a chance to keep themselves with no outs here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 0-1, and it catches the inside corner for strike 2. Derek Barkman was getting a little rough before, but it's good enough to know that he is going to try and feel a little more calmer if he wants to keep things from getting out of hand early on. Now the 0-2, And it got him looking. Went a little low, but it's able to nick the strike zone for out number 1. So Russ has struck enough. Now it'll bring up Dylan Showman up to bat. So prepare from Derek Barkwin. The first pitch to Showman. A curveball in the inside corner. And that looks like it's ball 1.
Yeah, it's tough to see balls and strikes from where we are. We're way out in left center field. At Yankee Stadium, we'd be in the cheap seats.
Showman is averaging 348 this year. And it's another curveball that goes way inside for ball 2.
But again, with a runner on second baseman holding the runner on is a huge hole on the right side of the infield there. Ground ball goes through, scores a run.
You want to be careful with Dylan Showman because he has been one of the most electric players for Richmond to start the season. And this is up high for ball 3. And there is almost a chance for a steal from second, but count goes down to 3-0. Stefano Casal will be up to bat next, and he's averaging 346 this year. Barkman may be in a tough spot. And the 3-0 is way out, is on the inside just enough for ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk will move Showman over to first. That'll put 2 runners on base with 1 out. So now the pitcher, Joe Casal, will be up now to bat. It's 4:20 right now here on the East Coast, all tied up at 1. Fort Lee with the chance to take the lead for the first time today. First pitch to Casal, a swing and a miss, strike 1.
With the Tenafly pitcher being a little wild, it might be a good chance here. You should, wait for a good pitch here. Being aggressive here, it may not be a good idea.
Make yourself alert. The 0-1 is lifted out to left field, and that's going to go far left enough for a foul ball. Count now 0-2. The runner's just outside the bag. Here's the 0-2, and he gets a whiff of the ball. And it goes foul to stay at the plate. Count remains 0-2. Javier Rivera up to bat after Casal. Again with the 0-2. And a swing and a miss, ball goes in the dirt. And the catcher was able to pick it up before it seemed to went in the dirt. Or was it a foul ball? And it is an out. So it is a strike. It'll go down as a strikeout for out number 2.
Yeah, when in that situation there, even if the catcher doesn't make a clean play on the third strike, if first base is occupied, batter's automatically out.
So now Rivera is up to bat. He's averaging 316 on the year. First pitch. He takes it down low on a curveball for ball 1.
Right. Good take. You don't want to go after breaking balls unless you're sitting on it early in the count. Right here, definitely want to work the count. Look fastball right here.
Here's the 1-0. Ball almost goes in the dirt, but low enough again for ball 2. Farron's 19 at-bats this year has been able to pick up 6 hits. All of them singles. The 2-0. Inside, once again going down low, it's ball 3. Count 3-0. Barkwin quickly behind. Rivera's been able to pick up 5 runs this year. Well, he's been struck out 7 times. It's out from Barkwin to 3-0. And he takes it for a called strike. Count 3-1 now. Well, there's a time when you look at taking things, and there's a time when you just want to make sure that you still have enough time to stay at the plate. So look to try and put up the right pitch, the right hit. Now here's the 3-1. That ball goes up high, and it goes beyond the catcher, but that won't matter as the bases will load up. So now Barkman finds himself in a very tough position here with the bases loaded and 2 out. He'll need an out to try and get out of this one as he now faces off against the number 7 batter. Ryan Irizarry has yet to get a hit this year. Here's the pitch. It goes down low for ball 1. Kaliyama on third, Showman at second. Rivera at first. It's going to take a lot for Barkman as we have a quick time called. Still tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first with the bases loaded for Fort Lee. Here's the throw. It's lifted out to right field. And under it to make the catch for out number 3 was Johnny Capolino. So, disaster avoided for Derek Barkman, only allowing 1 out. We're all tied, only allowing 1 run. We're all tied up at 1 after 1. We now head to the second inning.
And that was awesome that Fort Lee was able to come back and tie the score. So now what Stefano Casal, he has to do, he has to get a 0 up there, right? So the momentum is back on the Fort Lee side. So therefore, if we can get a 0 here on the board, the momentum stays on the Fort Lee side. Okay, so that's how baseball works. Momentum only goes basically half inning to half inning. So Tenafly had the momentum going into the bottom of the first. They had a run. Fort Lee stopped it, put the run up to even it up. So now the momentum's on Fort Lee's side. And let's see if the defense can keep it there.
So now here we go to the second inning where it's all evened up at 1. First pitch to Casal goes in the dirt and beyond the catcher for ball 1. From Casal, he was trying to find McCrary. Count is now 1-0. The 1-0. Check swing. Ball got a piece of the bat. It'll be a 1-1. Now the 1-1. Curveball that goes up high for ball 2. Now the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The count now is all evened up 2-2. You get Sud now up to bat next. Now the 2-2. He lifts this one out to left field. It's going to go for a foul ball across the third base line. Here we have the 2-2 pitch coming up again. And here's the throw. And it's lifted out to left field. That's going to fall for an extra base hit. Out deep enough left field. Actually, it's going to be a base hit. It was a nice position by the left fielder to keep it a single. So Barkman will find himself at first, and now Sutnow will come up to bat. It was a nice lifter.
Yeah, it was a nice humpback line drive to left. Stefano, his pitcher's up in the zone. We need to get it down lower right now, set up a double play. Ground ball, we can get 2. But you never know here. They could bunt, they could steal. Let's see. They stole 2 bases in the first half of the inning, so see if they continue. Tenafly.
And now the throw over the first, tried to pick him off, could not.
Well, that's clearly there. The Fort Lee thinks they're going to steal again with that quick pick. Better throw, may have had him.
So now looks like Casal will now focus completely on Sutnow. This time the first pitch goes in the dirt. Past McCrary. It'll be a pass ball and it'll allow Barkman to move over to second. He's on a wild pitch. That'll go down as. It's just unfortunate for Casale to not find X right there, from not be able to find McCrary.
Yeah, McCrary, that was a tough pitch to block. That's the catcher's job is to keep that ball in front.
And this will be a ball here on the pitch.
You know, it's really tough. Casal has a little bit of zip. He throws a nice 2-seamer.
And here we have a swing and a miss for a strike.
You know, and then you know it's coming, but it's still, sometimes it deflects, and that's what happened on that one. It just skipped.
Yeah, these things do tend to happen. I can see how that is like.
See, so that time he was able to make the play cleaner, but he still needs to use his body more. Get down on his knees and block the ball with his chest protector.
3-1, swing and a miss, and that was on a 3-2. So this will be a strikeout. Out number 1.
Now that was an awesome pitch, really good 2-seamer, ball sinking, down and away. Hitter just was overmatched by that pitch.
So now Tristan Pitt, the third baseman, will be coming up to bat for Tenafly. He'll look to try and bring home Barkman. It's Casale. The first pitch is right down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. Even that was a brilliant pitch as well. And the 0-1, and he grounds it over to third. That's actually going to go across the third baseline. It'll be a foul ball. Now 0-2. They'll get set now for the 0-2. Here's a swing, a grounder, another chopper across the third baseline. It's another foul ball. The ump shows his hands, trying to halt it. It looks like he's trying to call for a little time. 4:31. It's all tied up at 1 with a man on second. It's Barkman at second for Tenafly. 2, a curveball that goes up high for ball 1 on Pitt. Looks like Pitt had a good read, seeing that was going to catch a little air and be high enough that it was forcing Sachs to jump up a little. On the 1-2, and he fouls it behind him. Almost thought that was going to go right into the infield or then the outfield. But then at the last second, it just goes behind him. Count stays at 1-2. Goldman up to bat next for Tenafly. We have a quick time called. And this one is lifted all to right field. That's going to be along the first baseline for a foul ball. After he had 2 foul balls that went across the third baseline, he changed his direction, this time going the other way, right near the parking lots of the middle school. Again, 1-2. He'll chop in another foul ball that goes behind him. Pitt has really been taking the whiffs of these.
Yeah, Tenafly aggressive hitters, definitely hacking.
Keep hacking it along, and this one is going inside. Nearly clipped his legs, but he's able to get out there.
Wow.
That'll be a ball.
That was a tremendous two-seamer on the inside corner there. Tough to take. Fort Lee didn't get the call.
Yeah, one is usually tough sometimes that, it's a little quick time called. Sally moving out of the plate for a second. And once again, time is called. Pitt still at bat. Barkwin still at second. Base hit could bring home Barkwin and put Tenafly back up. 2-2. And this one will be fouled again. Once again, the stealing of the cage keeps it from going outside the baseball field. Count still 2-2. Here's the throw. And a duck by Pitt. It was going out. It was going way inside, and it'll be ball 3. Count now full. Full count pitch. And he lifts this one out to right field. This one's going to also go foul. Pitt has been staying in there for quite a while, trying to really test on Casal. Going to probably use this as some type of strategy to wear him out, and maybe end it with a base hit. And he'll call for time again. Sparkman gets set at second now. It's outside the base. Here's the 3-2. And this one is lifted out to right field. And it's going to go fall for a base hit. Barkley didn't move until it hit the turf. And he'll move over to third on the base hit. Well, for Barkwin, he wasn't really sure whether or not that was going to be caught, but eventually went into no man's land. And so he eventually took his move to third, even though if he had known it was going to be completely in no man's land, then he would have had much more of an incentive to move all the way to home and put Tenafly up.
Well, right there, the second base runner did a great job there. Joe Rosa kind of turned the wrong way. He probably could have had it if he turned the other way, but hey, run didn't score, so still got a double play in place here.
So now Goldman will come up to bat, and the first pitch is down low for ball 1. We're at the bottom of the batting order now for Tenafly. They have a runner on first and third with 1 out. And this one goes in the dirt as well. The runner moving over to second, and he'll be able to make a steal. Pitt using his speed as he puts 2 players in scoring position.
Yeah, that's a really good aggressive base runner there, dirt ball, right? It's tough for the third baseman. You can't throw back door because you got to worry about that runner on third. Ford Lee has the infield in, but couldn't have hit it to the best spot on the field, right back to the pitcher. 2 outs.
Well, that grounder is exactly what he needed, and it kept Barkwin at bay. Barkwin didn't want to use his speed on that one to try and test Casale. So, no run on that ground out. With 2 down. The 1-3. That'll bring us back to the batting order where Benowitz, who grounded to third his last time up, will be up to bat. He'll still look to try and bring home Barkwin and Pitt. First pitch. A swing and a miss on a nasty breaking ball for strike 1.
He has so much better mechanics on that one. Earlier breaking balls, Casal was like flying open, his arms dragging. That one, he was right on time.
Casal the 0-1, and he swings and Benowitz swings and misses on this one as well for another strike. Casal starting to make Benowitz chase after it.
Yeah, great location, right? But he followed up. He doubled up on the outside corner.
Now the 0-2, and a fastball that goes down low for ball 1. And outside enough. Outside the strike zone, that is. here's the 1-2. Fastball that goes up high for ball 2. Now it's all evened up at 2-2. The count is. Arp would be up next. He got a base hit his last time up. Went all the way around home. The 2-2. Ball goes in the dirt again on another fastball. Count is now all full at 3-2. And here's a full count. Pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3 is called. He makes Benowitz, misses on that one, and that will retire the side. So with a man on second and third, Casal is able to avoid damage, keep the game all tied up at 1. We now head to the bottom of the second.
And just what the doctor ordered right there. That was a great at-bat there for Casal, getting him out, striking him out with two ducks on the pond, men in scoring position. You know, a pitcher earns his stripes by being able to get out of self jams and pitch him when he's in trouble, and that's what Casal just did right there.
Yeah, that was the pitches that he really needed. He was giving up some base hits, and there were the players that were stealing after that, but he was able to finish it off himself, and that's exactly what he was looking for.
All right, so now let's go. We got bottom of the order for Ford League, but they could set the table for the top of the order, and we got some really good hitters on the top, so let's see if we can get it started. The Tenafly pitcher first inning really didn't, show much. The velocity is not that strong, so Ford Lee should be able to put the ball in play and possibly get a rally going, right? They see if they can keep the momentum of scoring runs on their side.
Well, it's all about being able to do your job with the pitching, and it looks like here's the chance now for the batting to try and back it up. Yes, he does. McCrary will be the first, is right here now up to bat for the first time today. He'll be now facing off against Barkman. The first pitch, he fouls it behind him, hitting the ceiling of the cage for a 0-1. So 0-1 count now. Here's the pitch. The fastball that goes goes inside for ball 1. Count is 1-1. And the breaking ball that goes a little low, but enough inside the strike zone for a called strike. 1-2. Nice little catch right there. And the 1-2 is grounded over to second. That's going to go into the gap for a base hit. And so McCrary will move over to first. And he's fired up all right.
He is. McCrary, that was a great at-bat, right? The pitcher tried to double up on a breaking pitch. That time, McCrary just waited on it, went the other way, hit a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. Good job. Then we got a speed-up runner for the catcher. Can't really tell who it is, but definitely that's an advantage for Ford Lee.
The advantage that they definitely need, as they have a man on first with nobody out. So, Park is now back up to bat. He was hit by a pitch his last time up, allowed him to go to first and give Fort Lee their only run in the game so far. Oh, actually, Nakajima, I'm mistaken. And he bunts this one that goes along a foul.
Right, number 9 hitter up now, Nakajima, and Fort Lee's trying to move the runner over.
It's a number 9 hitter, of course. This one is fouled.
Final pitch.
And it was a pitch right over to first. And then there was a steal over to second. And McCrary was able to get there successfully.
Right, Tenafly pitcher tried to pick off the runner on first, and it went wild. So that was a great advancement right there. It was a close play, but slid right in safely. So there you go. So that's the bunt right there now. That's just like that, equal to a bunt. Runners on second without giving up an out. So now let's see if Ford Lee still continues the bunt to get the guy to third.
So it's Barracos at bat right now. He is wearing number 8. The count remains 0-1. The pitch and he swings and fouls this one out of the field. Well, no, it's actually staying in the field. Count 0-2. Counts 0-2 to Baracos, and he swings and misses and try to get a steal. Getting back over to second after McCrary almost thought about going to steal third. He decided to go back to second and got back before he got tagged. So he's able to stay safe and stay at the plate. Yeah, I see Nakajima wearing number 13. And this ball, it goes in the dirt on the 0-2, so the count is now 1-2. This guy's wearing number 16, so it's Nakajima. I almost thought about an attempted pickoff, but there was no infielder at second to try and position himself.
Pitcher's allowed to fake the second, fake the third at high school level. Can't fake the first unless you step off.
Always those distinctive rules. Here's the 1-2 to Nakajima, and this one hits him. And that's the second player on Fort Lee to be hit by a pitch, and he'll move over to first. Taking that ball very tough.
Well, that's holding your ground, right? You got to play it safe, right? You turn in. So if you do get hit, it hits you on some flesh and big muscles. Okay, you don't want to, and this way your team benefits.
So now we return to the top of the batting order. Park up to bat. The first pitch is down the dirt for ball 1.
Hey, nice play by the Tenafly catcher there, keeping the ball in front. That's what we were talking about earlier. Dirt balls, if the ball gets away, runners will advance.
This guy's wearing number 17, so that means it's Katayama, it looks like. The 1-0 goes in the dirt again on the ground. Grounded into the dirt, count 2-0. Here's the 2-0. Fastball down low for ball 3. Another pickoff attempt, but it's another safe at second, so there will be no throw. Barkwin still dealing here with a man on first and second with 1 out. No outs, actually. The 3-0. He'll take it for a called strike. 3-1.
That's a tough chance. That's a base hit all the way. So now you got bases loaded here.
Well, this puts Tenafly once again in a difficult position with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Well, it's actually difficult on the pitcher, right? All the pressure on the pitcher here. Hitter should be at a really advantage. Put the ball, base hit, knocks in 2.
So now it's Rose up to bat. And the first pitch is a high fastball for ball 1. Here's a 1-0. Fastball that goes on the inside down low for ball 2. Barkwin's not having any good rhythm so far. He was looking good before, but he's putting himself in jeopardy by it's 2 balls away from a bases loaded walk. Now the 2-0.
Base hit.
And it's hit out to center field. That's one going to go for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here's a throw over the home, and it's in time. So 1 run made by Fort Lee. And we have another chance to go to second. And looks like he will be safe.
That's great base running, right? Tenafly left the base open. So we got a base hit there, 1 run score. Second run was thrown out at the plate, but we got the runner on first going all the way to third on the throw home.
It will allow Rosa now to be at second.
Yup, and then so that's the great running by base hit, knocking in a run, and Rosa being alert, heads up, vacant base, took the base. Now it's 2 men in scoring position right here.
So now Dylan Showman back up to bat. After he walked his last time up, made as far as second. The first pitch is a breaking ball for a called strike, 0-1.
Again, good pitch to take early in the count. If he throws it again, just take it the other way.
First pitch strikes are usually the ones that can give you a little momentum if you're able to back it up with more balls that can go down the middle. And the 0-1, this one is not down the middle. Hits in the dirt on the fastball. Count now 1-1. So 1 run scores, so Fort Lee now has a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the second. The 1-1, the curveball that goes on the outside and into the dirt for ball 2. You can split it up. Now here's the 1-1. A swing and a miss. Strike 2. It goes out Sacha's hands, but still doesn't matter since he was able to keep it from getting out of his way. Count is now all evened up, 2-2. And we'll keep Rosa at the plate.
Bat alive.
They were in here in this game with 2 down.
So now that that's been declared. Is my mic on right now? Up means off, right? Now it's live. So now we're on, right?
2 innings. 1 run. So Arp will be up to bat. He got a big Fort Lee up 2-1.
But for Tenafly, the Tigers.
1. This one hits down low for ball for a call for another.
Really too quick. If he slows down a little bit.
My mistake. 2-2. He swings and misses an advantage, and Cassell is able to strike him out.
Well, I'm going to try to be as
Ball on the outside, even though Clary didn't
get ahead in the count.
You are fortunate enough that even if you don't make catch, to second, gonna make his move to third, and the throw there up at 2. What a deep.
It came up a little bit short. And that's going to happen once in a while. It's a tough background to see. The thing is, though, after he picked up the ball behind him, he needs to hit the cutoff man. He might have been able to stop him at second.
Probably so. So now Coppolino is up to bat, and the first pitch to him is a curveball outside for ball 1.
And with the number 4 hitter, Fort Lee decides to play infield in here with a 1-run lead early in the game.
The 1-0, fouled away. Gets the left side of the cage for a 1-1.
When the defense is playing up infield in, it adds 100 points to the hitter's average. So they're taking a big risk here, rolling the dice.
They are going to work hard here because there's nobody out, and they wish there were 2, especially from where they are, as the 1-1 is down low for ball 2. Arp struck out two batters ago. Arp was struck out by Casal with 1 out so far. So instead of no outs, there is actually 1 out. And this one is grounded over the center. That's going to be a base hit. And Arp will move to home. And Tenafly ties the game up at 2 on an RBI base hit.
That wouldn't matter. That would have been a base hit whether the infield was back or not. So So in that situation, the coaches have to make that big decision, right? So heart of the order up, and 2 open bases. You might want to trade an out for a run, but in that case, the number 4 hitter there, nice hard single up the middle.
Well, we've been seeing some good base hits have been going up the middle so far today. And most of them have been leading to runs. So Escala is up first, and the throw over to second on an attempted steal, and they got him! A great throw by McCrary over to Rosa for out number 2.
Awesome throw, right? Just exactly what they needed right there. And, Casal has that big leg kick, so Tenafly was going to run until they got thrown out. And now this is the Tenafly's coach's son here up at the plate.
They're cloudy all. 0-1. Outside in the curveball, 1-1. Well, the weather we're showing today, it wasn't raining a little while ago, but now it's only showing clouds. Clouds that could look like rain, but it's a good thing we have not seen any drops yet. Now the 1-1. The curveball catches the inside corner for a called strike, 1-2. Scala, he flew out to center his last time up, where Park was able to pick up the catch. And the 1-2 got him. They're calling another strike on that one. So before, it was actually a ball. Now there are 2 straight strikes, and this one is lifted out to center field, and they'll be in no man's land for a base hit. So the first pitch before to Escala was a ball on the attempted steal by Coppolino. Then it was 2 straight strikes, and then eventually the pitch right here that leads it to a base hit.
There's another example. The ball wasn't barreled up. It was off the hands a little bit, I believe, as it looked like from here. And he just hit it right to the right spot where nobody was.
So Derek Barquin now up to bat. The pitcher singled his last time up. He'll look to try and move Escala. First pitch on the outside corner on the curveball for ball 1. Tenafly has tied it up here in the top of the 3rd with a run. It's 5 o'clock right now on the East Coast at the top of the hour. The 1-0. This ball is lifted out to left field, and that's going to go far across the football field for a base hit. Capo Escala will move over to home. Barkwin will move over to third, and an RBI triple has put Tenafly up 3-2.
Yeah, that was a bomb. Split the outfielders down left center. We got deep field, deep left center here. Death Valley out here. Forley did set up a good double cut right there. Well disciplined, but still triple run scored. Takes the lead.
There was no chance for Nakajima to make that catch. It was just too far out of his reach. So now you get Sud now up to bat. He struck out his last time up. Base hit could bring in another run. The pitch right here, the first one is a swing and a miss, a foul tip for strike 1. In the 0-1, another swing and a miss in strike 2. Casal is starting to deal with some good pitches here. Would have hoped to try and do that earlier to keep his team up. And this one is chopped over to third, picked up and thrown over to first, and it's good on a 5-3. And that will retire the side. 2 runs scored by Tenafly has lifted them back up by 1. They take a 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd.
Looks like right now both teams are scoring each inning. And Fort Lee right now has the bottom half of their order coming up. The pitcher, Casal, will lead it off. But the bottom of the order produced a run last time, so let's see if it can happen again.
We do have ourselves quite a game here at the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex, just right across from the middle school and the intermediate school of Lewis F. Cole. It's quite a game that we're watching here with 5 runs combined so far through 3 innings. We head now to the bottom of the 3rd. And it's still going to be anybody's gambit to see who's going to try and take the win. Fort Lee trying to build off of that win they had on Monday against Richfield 6-5, where a huge bomb of the 6th inning for Fort Lee gave them the victory. It's quite the game that saw a lot of them going on. It was part of 5 unanswered runs through the 5th and the 6th inning. They were able to pick up 8 hits. They were able to earn the victory even though they allowed Richfield Park to score 3 runs during the 3rd inning, which of course Joel Cruz and Sammy Aguilar were able to each drive in runs during the inning. But that 5th and 6th inning was something very big to know. Started off with those 4 runs they scored in the 5th starting off.
I mean, the game the other day was a come from behind victory. So right now, Fort Lee's behind. So clearly, it's not going to affect them.
So now for Tenafly, they have a new pitcher, Spencer Lazaris. First pitch is a ball. And the 1-0, the 2-0. It's Joe Casal. Stefano Casal up to bat, who struck out his last time up. The 2-0, it goes way outside and beyond. Satch for ball 3. Find himself quickly behind 3-0. And the lefty deals on the 3-0. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Right there is what Spencer was really trying to hope for. So he was able to get himself a good deal to keep things going at the plate rather than walk Casal.
Yeah, Lazaris looks like he's a little more velocity. He's a short armor.
And the 3-0 goes down low for a ball.
After the first pitcher, it looks like he's throwing like 100 miles an hour. It's going to feel like.
Now he deals it again, and this one going down the dirt. Another throw, and it got him for a strike. That's strike 2. Now the full count, swing and a miss. It looks like it was fouled. This ball goes down the dirt for ball 1. Here's the throw. It got the outside corner and it got Rivera looking. A good dealing by Spencer to retire Rivera. So next up now you got Irizarry, who flew out to right field his last time up, and the first pitch is going to center field and right into the hands of Arp, and that will quickly retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Spencer Lazaris, coming in for relief of Derek Barkwin as Tenafly maintains their 3-2 lead after 3 innings.
Doing the job. Bullpen doing the job there, shutting down Fort Lee.
Well, these relief innings, as we about to get ourselves halfway through this game, it's continuing to wind up pretty good.
Right now, Casal faced 8-9-1.
Pitt, Goldman, and Benowitz are the next 3 batters up for Tenafly.
All right, so his job right now is to keep the lead right there. Only a 1-run deficit. That's his role, and best way is to get the leadoff guy out. Don't let the leading lady on.
Well, you know the type of momentum you have. Now that you've done the pitching, just keep your batting going as well. It's all the fun and games that you want to have. It's all continuing to look pretty sharp here for Tenafly, even though they did give up a quick lead to Fort Lee in the bottom of the 2nd. So now we head to the top of the fourth inning, and the first pitch over to Pitt is for a ball one. It goes way inside. Sal still at the mound. Now the 1-0. This one is grounded along the third base line. That'll be a foul ball. 1-1. Pitt singled his last time up and stole second, but that's all as far as he went. See if he can try and get it around this time. It's a 1-1, and he grounds this one over to third, picked up by Rivera. Tries to get the throw over to Irizarry at first, and he's able to do that on the 5-3. Catches him just in time for out number 1.
Yeah, Casal, great job there. Two-seamer inside corner, jammed him. Got the easy ground ball.
It looked like he nearly timed that hit on the ball perfectly, but it looked like it was able to stay in field for a little while. And so Goldman, his first pitch will be flew out deep left field, and Nakayama under that one to make the quick one pitch out. F7.
All right, so how you're a successful pitcher, one of the rules of being a successful pitcher is you got to get the second and third out back to back. Right now we got second out right there, so this hitter is an important hitter right here. Get the Fort Lee back in the dugout, ready to hit again real quickly.
So number 1 back at the top of the batting order, Benowitz, the first pitch from Casal is a curveball that goes behind the catcher, and it's ball 1.
Right, Benowitz is 0 for 2, so Fort Lee needs to go right at him.
Your top of the batting order, you want to be better than going 0-2. And he's looking good right now for Benowitz as he's quickly ahead of Casal in the 2-0. After a curveball went way outside. Now the 2-0. Ball goes in the dirt for ball 3. Benowitz being patient, not taking any chances yet, letting Casal wear himself out. Now the 3-0. It looked like he may have nicked him, but that doesn't matter because that ball was way inside, and so Benowitz draws the fourth pitch walk and finds himself on base for the first time today.
All right, that's a great example. Casal right there, 3 pitches, 2 outs, and then didn't throw any pitches close to the zone. Now he has to collect himself here. Important out right now.
And the lefty Arp is up to bat. Struck out his last time up against Casal. First pitch goes in the dirt inside, and that's going to go behind the catcher, and Benowitz will move over to second on the wild pitch. That's not what Casal wanted after he had back-to-back pitches that led to out 1 and out 2. We have a quick time called. 5-11 right now here on the East Coast. Tenafly leading Fort Lee 3-2. Zach Wilson and Mike LaPresto giving you all the action. Count is still 1-0. And the pitch goes on the outside corner for strike 1. After taking a little time before, Casal able to find a better pitch this time to try and catch Arp off guard. And this one is grounded over to first. It's picked up by the second baseman. Gets the throw over to first in time, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. Fort Lee keeps Tenafly scoreless in the top of the 4th. We now head to the bottom of the 4th with Fort Lee still trailing 3-2.
And that was a bang-bang play that went Fort Lee's way. If it was a big league game, they'd probably be reviewing that one. But that's just like a great job right there, getting that third out, important third out, runner in scoring position, and get that goose egg up there. So now Fort Lee with the sticks. Let's see if they can put some runs on the board again.
Well, they'll need that little momentum that they just had before to try and pick up a run themselves if they can. After they went 1-2-3 in the last inning against Spencer Lazarus, they're going to try and start putting a little pressure on him this time as they can try working against relief pitchers. They are 2-6 this year. They are looking for their 3rd win of the season.
All right, so for Fort Lee here in the bottom of the fourth, we got 8-9-1 coming up. Adrian McCrary leading off, then Louis Nakajima, followed by Jay-Woo Park, and Kietsu Katayama is in the hole. Score is 3-2 Tenafly.
And here we have the first pitch coming up, and it's outside for ball one. Now the 1-0 catches the outside corner for strike one. McCrary at the bat right now. Catcher trying to work his way against Lazarus, and he fouls this behind him. Count is 1-2. McCrary singled his last time up, made to second on a wild pitch, and advanced home afterwards. And the 1-2, he lifts this one out deep to center field, going far enough, and making the sliding catch is Arp for out number one. What a diver he made to keep Fort Lee from having a player on first.
Yeah, with the wind blowing in from right, still McCrary sent that ball for a nice ride, but center fielder made a great play. Full extension in right center, deep right center field.
Well, since there's not really any home run fences, we may never see home runs here. But that's just going to make this game all the more exciting. So, now you got Nakajima up to bat. And the first pitch is that he fouls this one, and the count is 0-1.
You know, it's funny. Since they put that intermediate school up there, the right field down the line actually is pretty reachable. It's only like 290 feet. But they got like the Fort Lee orange monster out there. You know, it's not no green monster. It's like black and whatever our colors are. With a big net. Ball has to go over the net to be a home run. The net is considered part of the wall.
I'd like to imagine what would happen if there was ever a chance that the ball would actually hit the bleachers here. So the foul ball before the 0-2, and this ball is grounded over to second. The throw over to first is in time for out number 2. So that was Barakos who was at bat before, after he was getting that time from Nakajima. So he had 2 outs here now in the bottom of the fourth. And so that brings us back to the top of the batting order where Park is up.
Well, there's talk of actually making the field a full stadium. They can put a fence through center field, but it's still going to be pretty deep, unreachable. These bleachers here, you're going to need like a bazooka and maybe a cannon. That'd even be better.
Well, there are some batters for Fort Lee who have had some good averages so far this year. Who knows if they have that type of power and enough strength to do that. It would definitely take a miracle if they ever want that to happen. It was 1-0.
Well, I think I agree. We have some pretty good hitters, but I don't think our artillery is that strong this year.
Well, you know, anything can happen in a year like this. We've seen what things have been happening and how it's treated people. Now, this pitch, it goes way inside for ball 2.
And J.U., I believe, got hit by a pitch 2 times in a row, so I'm sure he's chomping at the bit here to hit it right back through the middle. There it is.
This one is lined over to center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Park will stay put at first for a base hit.
Yeah, that's all hitters want to do, right? After you get hit with a pitch, next time up, you want to hit a rocket right back at the pitcher to get back at him. And that's good. So let's see if we get a 2-out rally here for Jay Woo. Catman, Kietsu Katayama had a base hit last time up as well. See if we can get the rally going. 2-out rally.
It'll be big for Katayama here if he can. A little pickoff attempt at first does not work.
Now with a lefty up there, right? So the first base runner needs to take an extended lead, a one-way lead, to try to see that move, see his best move.
So the first pitch to Katayama. He'll lift this one out to center field. Positions well as Arp under it, and he'll make the second catch here in the bottom of the fourth, which will end the 4th inning. So after allowing a hit after making 2 outs, Lazarus' next batter goes out deep, but Arp under it. And with that, we now head to the 5th inning where Tenafly is maintaining their 3-2 lead.
Yeah, and you can see Lazarus didn't have the same velocity as he did. He came in the first inning. So sitting between innings, sometimes that's what happens. Definitely Forley got to him a little bit. You know, so next inning when the Bridgemen get up, we got 3, 4, 5. So that sounds like the formula for some positive results. In the meantime, now it's still a one-run deficit, so Casal's still in there. His job is to keep the score the same. Got to limit base runners right now.
Well, it's quite intriguing that even though his team is trailing and that the fact that the opponent has already brought in a relief pitcher, he has not gone in relief yet. He is still confident in his abilities to stay at the mound for as long as he can and try and keep Tenafly at bay while he hopes that his team does the batting himself. Well, of course, Casal is part of that batting lineup today, and he'll try and get an improvement down if he can. He is one of the next 3 batters up for Fort Lee in the next inning.
Yeah, and it's the same for Tenafly, 3, 4, 5. You know, in high school we have pitch count rules, right? So every team is limited, every arm is limited to how many pitches you're allowed to throw. You have to send the information in after each game to make sure nobody cheats. You know, so right now, even in the big leagues, they have these like starters. They just have like somebody that just pitches a couple innings to start, and then they come in with a relief pitcher, a different style, different look. Looks like Tenafly was following that mode. Here, Fort Lee's following the traditional. The starter stays in as long as he can.
Now Ben Sach is up to bat to begin the top of the 5th, and the first pitch to him is up high for ball 1. Sach tripled his last time up, and he lifts this one out deep to left field. And is this going to be foul? It looks like it will be, just getting it along the imaginary third base line of the football field.
Yeah, that's just a long strike. Turned on it, hit it real good, but it's a foul ball, long strike for Ben Sachs.
I told you before, Mike, sometimes you're going to wonder whether or not there would be anybody that would have enough batting power to make it close enough here. And it looks like it almost did, and nearly had a chance to hit the football scoreboard.
Actually hit the scoreboard on a bounce, you know, so yeah, that was a bomb.
So now it's the 1-1, and he'll lift this one out deep to center field, and Park is under this one, and he'll make the catch.
Yeah, but that was a great pitch. Off-speed pitch, outside corner, and Sachs caught it off the end of the bat, and you could see didn't go anywhere.
So after Sach's attempt to try and probably even have an inside the park home run, if anything, if that was still going to go deep enough, it was squandered and he flew out. And now Coppolino back up to bat after he singled his last time up. First pitch is fouled along the third base line for an 0-1. Coppolino has looked successful today. He is 2 of 2. All of his at-bats so far has featured base hits. The 0-1 goes outside for ball 1. Coppolino has had his strikes today. He has had 2 stolen base attempts today. He went 1 for 2 on each of them. Now the 1-1. And the breaking ball down low for ball 2. Coppolino trying to stand out today with Tenafly, even though none of his hits have brought in runs, nor has he gotten home himself. And the 2-1 is inside. Coppolino had to move out of the way a little bit, and it's ball 3. Could be looking to get on base for the 3rd time today. Could be on the walk, and it will be, as he lets the ball go down in the dirt for ball 4. And he draws a 5-pitch walk. All 3 of his at-bats have allowed him to be making a move to first, and we'll see whether or not he tries to go for his 3rd stolen base attempt as his teammate Escala is up to bat. Singled his last time up. Joe Casal still trying to stay in the mound for as long as he can, if he can try and get Fort Lee through this inning, as the first pitch is down low for ball 1.
Casal altered his windup that time from the stretch. He went slide step, trying to stop the running game for Tenafly.
Scala's 1 for 2 as he bunts this one behind him, and that will be for a 1-1. Scala's bunt attempts may hinder his teammate Coppolino's attempts to try and steal, because it almost looked like there may have been a thought for him.
I don't understand it. Sal got a hit last time. It's 1 out already. I don't understand the bunt.
This one goes in the dirt, and this one will definitely allow Coppolino to freely move over to second with no attempt to try and get him out.
Yeah, McCrary couldn't handle that. What happened was he fortunately jumped up, and by jumping up, he actually blinds the umpire. Could have been a low strike.
Counts now 2-1 with the player on second. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
See, and that's a Scala right there trying to play good baseball. He's trying to pull that ball. With a runner on second, you want to pull the ball. Lefties want to pull the ball, so even if it's an out, it's a productive out, and the runner moves over to third.
Count now 2-2. Here's the throw. And he grounds this one over to first. That's going to go a fair ball for a base hit. Capolino will move over to home, and the throw to him is not going to get there. And it's an RBI single by Escala, and Tenafly extends their lead. They now take a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, just right out of the playbook. That's exactly what they wanted to do. End up getting the base hit anyway. Fort Lee right fielder, nice clean play, hit the cutoff man, but it was no way it had any chance to get him at home.
Yeah, it was just a really great thinking by Capolino after he drew the walk, being able to steal the base on an errant pitch from Casal. And that allowed him to get the run home after Escala was able to hit that single that grounded along the first base line. So, Derek Barkman now up to bat. He tripled his last time up, didn't make it home after that. First pitch, a curveball in the dirt for ball 1. Tenafly continues to gain momentum, getting 3 straight runs so far to give them a 4-2 lead here in the top of the 5th. Barkman is 2-2 today as he fouls this one behind him. Count now 1-1.
If Tenafly follows through with the same game plan that they've had all game long, the runner's going to be running on this pitch right here. They're going to steal, try to stay out of a double play.
You've seen for teams like these that when you have a pitcher playing at bat too, there's always a chance that he can do that. Now the 1-1, the runner goes over to second, and he is safe. And Escala, and looked like at the last second, Escala had his entire body outside the base. And that allowed Rosa to get him out.
Hey, that was a great example right there of the modern game where guys slide, and unfortunately, when you hit this turf, you kind of like pick up speed, and he slid past the base. He was safe first time through, even though the throw beat him, but because he overslid and the tag was held on, he's considered out.
So that will be out number 2 right there.
And of course, Coach Escala is arguing over the play, but there's nothing you can do here. Can't appeal in baseball. It's a judgment play.
Well, that's what happens when you're not able to keep your foot or your hand on the base for the entire time. Count 1-2, and it fouls behind him to keep Barkman at the mound. Count remains at 1-2. Well, it gives Fort Lee a better chance to get out of this inning a lot sooner than they would have expected. It was a player on second with 1 out, but that there's nobody on base with 2 outs. Makes Bridgman feel a little happier, even though they're still trailed by a couple. It's 5:26 right now, and they're still trailing 4-2. South staying at the mound still. Here's the 1-2, the Barkman, and he lifts this one out to left field, and that's going to fall for an extra base hit as it hits the football scoreboard. Barkman will move over to second, and a deep throw by the left fielder. It'll keep Barkman at bay at second, and it'll keep it down as a double. Nakayama is able to try and use that nasty throw right there.
Yeah, have a day, Barkman. Last time triple, this time double. Good relay for Fort Lee to keep the runner on second, not getting to third, even though the ball was hit down the line all the way to the fence. And that's a shot. That's a deep shot down there. But again, as a base runner, though, you never want to have the third out at third. So with 2 outs, being at second base is just as good as being at third because a base hit will score you anyway.
So it looks like with that, we have ourselves a new pitcher as Joe Casal's day will be over. Could not finish off this top of the 5th inning here, and so Fort Lee will call on a new pitcher. And it's number 14. According to our roster, that means that's Josef Rosa, who usually plays at second base. So we get Rosa, who has a chance after playing at second today. So Casal and Rosa switching roles now here in the top of the 5th inning with 2 out and a man on second. Quite an interesting switch we're witnessing here.
Rosa warmed up a little bit on the side earlier. It looked like maybe, I don't know, maybe it was somebody else, but it looked like from my distance, my vision was a lot better about 20 years ago than it is now. But Brandon Sudnow is due up. He's over 2. So let's hope Rosa can get this guy out and the Bridgman can get in and try to get those runs back.
Yeah, they just want to get themselves out of this inning as they are starting to lose ground here in this game. They had a 2-1 lead, but now they have given up some runs over the last few. 3 runs straight so far for Tenafly. That helped Fort Lee for a little while.
Yeah, and Rosa comes in and the sun comes out, so it looks like the threat of rain has left.
Even though it is still cloudy, it doesn't look like those types of clouds are the ones that you would usually see as a big threat. So, action is finally resumed, and Sudnow is up to bat. He grounded to third his last time up, and we'll see if Rosa has a chance to try and get his team out in relief of Casal, who is now playing at second for him. From Rosa to Sudnow, the righty versus righty. First pitch is foul behind him, hitting the ceiling of the cage for an 0-1. Well, Rosa in his time being a pitcher, you can imagine what he'll try and work on with most of that time. He has gone so far this year 4 1/3 of an inning. His ERA is 11.30. The 0-1 takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1.
McCreary does a good job keeping it in front, prevents the runner from advancing. He still needs to go down on his knees and use his chest protector more.
This is Rosa's 3rd appearance of the year, has started a game, but lost that start. He's allowed 7 hits and 9 runs so far. Tried to pick off over at second. Or actually, that was a pitch that did lead to a ball. Count now 2-1. Here's a throw. And it's a grounder over to third. That's going to fall for a base hit. Barkley hesitated a little bit, so he won't go to home. He'll just stay at third. The base hit puts a man on first and third with 2 out. Tenafly still trying to keep themselves alive here in the top of the 5th.
That's a break for Fort Lee. Runner on second. Didn't understand how many outs there were there, and it was 2 outs. He held up. If he's going on contact like he should do with 2 outs, he probably would score on that. But instead, it's first and third. Force at second. Get out of the inning.
So now with that, Pitt will come up to bat. He also grounded to third his last time up. He is 0 for 1 today. He had a base hit in this game that led to a steal. In the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Rosa still looking for that chance to get his team out of the top of the 5th, as they have already allowed a run. He has allowed 7 earned runs so far this year while drawing 4 walks and striking out 3. The next one is a ball after it goes out of McCrary's hands. Counts now 1-1. See what Rosa can do here. Here's the 1-1. Ball goes curve almost into the dirt. Count 2-2. Count 2-1 actually. Stop the 5th taking quite the while. It's Tenafly really putting up that pressure on Bridgman. Here's the 2-1. Going up high, almost hitting Pitt, ducking at the last second. Count is now 3-1. Rozek now getting ready to deal. Here's a 3-1. And it goes outside corner. It almost looked like that was a ball, so it looks like it'll be a strike.
All right, so it's 2 outs, full count. Runner on first is going to be going on the pitch. Plays the first now.
Count now full. A big pitch upcoming here is the throw. And this one is foul as it hits the knees of Pitt. I don't think that's pretty much what we imagined. Probably would have wanted that to be infield rather than hit his knees. He'll stay at the plate, but maybe with some discomfort.
He took a foul ball off the foot there. The bench should be like barking. They call that in baseball. He got hitting the dogs.
Wasn't that rough? Full count pitch again, and this one is lined out of play on a foul ball. Count remains full. Fort Lee's going to have a lot to see when they continue to get their action soon this year. Full count pitch again. It's another foul ball across the third base line. Pitt's trying to remain there for quite a while. After this, they will host Ramsey tomorrow. Start time that game will be 11 o'clock. Got a full month of baseball coming up here. Tenafly, they're coming off. For Fort Lee, they're coming off of a huge league win at Richfield Park. And this one pretty much gets a hit on Pitt, but it was way inside. So either way, it will allow Pitt to move to first, and it will have the bases loaded.
All right, so here it is. It's top of the fifth, 2 outs, bases loaded. Tenafly up by 2 runs. Big out right here. Force at any base.
Big spot for Rosa as he now faces a number 9 hitter Goldman, who flew out to left his last time up. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1.
See, now, I understand, Rosa, a lot of pitchers believe by going from the windup, you have more power behind the pitchers. But in this case, when you go wind up, the runners get this unlimited lead, and a base hit will score 2 automatically.
The 1-0. He chops this grounder over to center. That's going to get through the hole for a base hit. 1 run scores. And then we'll still keep the bases loaded, as Sud now will remain put at third.
Well, the base hit scores 1. And you know what? I didn't realize the runner on second, he's carrying a piano. He's playing a tune. That couldn't score on that base hit up the middle. But it's still bases loaded. Only, everybody advances only 1 base. It's like Bugs Bunny baseball right now. 1 base at a time.
So that now you have 3 runs scored, if I'm not mistaken. It's actually 5 runs so far, so now it's a 5-2 lead for Tenafly. First pitch to Benowitz, a ball. And this one is ball going behind. Benowitz, who walked his last time up, nothing after that. It's quickly ahead of Rosa 2-0. Rosa's having trouble here with 2 outs. Still. Been allowing a lot of hits and walks. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. And he'll ground this one softly in the infield to third. Gets the throw over to first in time. And that will retire the side. So a couple of runs by Tenafly with 2 outs in that span extends their lead as they now take a 5-2 lead as we now head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
And that was a tough play by the third baseman for Fort Lee. Coming in, he has to they got a pick and throw, all in one motion, full momentum. Didn't have time to set his feet. He didn't. Threw a strike to first, got the runner by a step. Exactly what they needed, right? So they stranded. So Tenafly strands 3 runners. So here we go to the bottom of the 5th. Fort Lee down 3. And they got 3, 4, 5 coming up. Joe Rosa, now the pitcher, leads off.
Well, let's see what the Richmond can do here as they're now at the heart of their batting order. Things are getting a lot more difficult for them as they've been giving up 4 straight runs so far after they've taken an early 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 2nd. And in the top of the 3rd, Tenafly was able to cash in on a couple that gave them back a 1-run lead. And just before, an inning that almost seemed like it lasted forever.
Just a game ago, Fort Lee had a larger deficit, down 5-1 going into the 5th inning. So 3 runs is something they've done before.
Can do it for redemption. The first pitch to him, the 0-1, a fastball. Here's the throw. Ball goes in. The 3 batters have come up here. It's now 2-1. Here's the throw. And ball, and it stays down low for ball. And now this full count took a real whiff of the sky right there in the infield.
Didn't hit it too strongly.
This will continue to guess. The 0-2 is grounded. Oh, so it looks like it'll probably be. So pitch is a ball.
Bases.
And center field. Right and center as well. So it goes along the first base. At the bottom of the batting order upcoming for fourth.
A pretty borderline balk move right.
It's grounded over to center through the hole for a.
There by Casal, right? Squared it up, hit it right.
The bat and the first pitch to him is a swing and a miss for strike one. He has his first at bat. He drew a walk. Or one out actually. And here's a swing and a miss.
Side flies open like that.
One. That's count. It's now 1-2. Here's the throw. And now Irizarry will come up to bat.
Area right now, big zone, but
Look at the miss. The count is now one clear ahead, 1-0, but then it's given. It's in the left. Trying to stay there as long as he can as well. This one out to center field. And
try there by the. So base is loaded now. So here.
this is the big spot here. We'll wait to see down low on a fastball for that one. Player type of play that you would. And the throw over to home is not going to get there in.
And Adrian McCray, Tenafly got a break there. Left fielder.
But now it's getting better. Akiyama up to bat for at least some hope. Grauschek probably center field, picked up cleanly, deficit to 1 as we now head to the 6th.
2, now it's only a 1. All right, so Tenafly had scores runs. I mean, I got with your team. If you allow the other team to score again.
What we saw can do is he trying to keep Tenafly scoreless here in the top of the 6th. For his, he is 1 of 3. He's to lead off the top of the 6th against Rosa. First pitch. Harp has had a pretty decent day today. He's going to try and. Well, I'm trying to continue to put the pressure on. One goes for a.
Yeah, those leadoff walks will kill.
Continues to build back from what happened in the top of in second with nobody out.
You know, but still double play.
Lee has got. So now Capolino is up to bat. He was at bat 3 times. Another hit.
And then it hit him before the base is loaded.
And we have a quick mound.
So I don't see anybody warming up before Lee. So
run. So we get Escal. Now the 1-0. Ball goes in the dirt on a nasty curve.
Ball's really moving a lot.
And that's
I'll hit it on the ground. Maybe get a double play. Back to the pitcher. Goes.
Escalade is 1 ball away from drawing a bases loaded walk. 3-1. It's inside, way inside.
So it looks like Coach Crouch is going to make a change. I have no idea what's going on here, so we'll figure it out for
now. The warm out at right field.
Last game, so
you'll see what he's capable of doing. He has captured a win off of one of his reliefs. He's allowed, along with 2 strikeouts. Him trying to show that could be an improved McCrary, like that one of 3. A base hit, a triple. Well, we're definitely doubting that there's going to be any home runs today because of the fact that there's no fence for that at all. First pitch to Barkwin, and he'll foul it along the third base line. Count quickly 0-1. So it looks like we're going to see a lot of curveballs and breaking balls from Nanayama today.
Here it is, top of the 6th, still no outs.
The 0-1, and that one's breaking, and that is called strike 0-2. It's a good job by Katayama so far, picking up a quick 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2, and he grounds this one over the third, and that's going to fall for a fair ball base hit. 1 run scores, followed by another, as it was Sach and Capolino making it there, and it's a 2 RBI base hit.
So that's an example, fans out there, because you do all that hard work getting back in the game, and then you just cough it up right away.
8-4, Tenafly leads,
Nice.
and the first pitch is a double play.
What a break right there. Humpback line drive right back to the pitcher, right back to Katayama. And he had the instincts to look real quick, run around third, got caught, double play.
A line now over to Katayama after he gave up a 2 RBI hit. There's now quickly 2 out. Tenafly still up 8-4. Pitt is up to bat. Drew a walk his last time up. This will give Fort Lee a chance now to soon get out of this inning. First pitch, a curveball, nasty, way inside, ball 1. It's Sud now at bat, where he was 1 of 2 today. Got a base hit his last time up. It's actually Pitt I mentioned. He is 1 of 2. Drawing a walk his last time up. His first at bat was a single. And this one gets inside for a called strike. 1-1. After Pitt, Goldman would be up next. Here's the 1-1. And this ball is grounded over to second. And it's thrown over to first. And it's in time. And that will retire the side. 3 runs scored on a bases loaded walk and a 2 RBI base hit. Extends Tenafly's lead as they now lead 8-4 as we now head to the bottom of the 6th.
So Katayama actually does a good job right there. He let up a base hit to start, but then after that, he got out of the inning, got 3 outs in a row, and excellent. Stopped the bleeding, which is exactly what he needed to do right there. He got a 6-3 at the end of the inning, and now we got Fort Lee coming up, again with a big deficit, but we got top of the order. Top of the order, Jay Woo Park leading off, followed by Kietso Katayama, and then Joe Rosa with Dylan Shulman in the hole.
So we'll see if this can help Fort Lee try and get back in this game as they now are losing by 4. It's going to take still going to take some miracle for them as they only got 2 innings left to try and get back in this game. Spencer Lazarus is still at the mound for Tenafly. He has been looking pretty good so far in his relief. Did allow a couple of runs in the last inning to Fort Lee. But other than that, he has looked quite successful in his strikeouts and forcing the groundouts. And at the first pitch to Park, catches the outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Lazarus definitely is a different pitcher from the stretch, so Fort Lee needs this first guy to get on.
Plays well as a lefty. And it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Well, for a lefty, Lazarus does have his unique abilities at being able to roll out with his left foot as he goes for this one as well. This one goes down low for ball 2. Raise up the foot. Then you make a throw as mighty as possible, the type of angle that you want it to. 2-1. And this one is fouled along the right field line. Count now 2-2. The outfield gets to be as much out as they can. The 2-2 goes outside for ball 3. Count now full.
Jeru Park doing the job of leadoff man here, working the count, making it full.
Full count pitch, and his foul behind him stays at 3-2.
And again, he spoils a good pitch there, still in the at bat. Exactly what Fort Lee needs to start a rally. Make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches, work the count.
And here we go again with the 3-2. And it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. Park is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He went up the ladder on him, and unfortunately, Jay Woo swung a pitch out of the zone right there.
Lazarus keeps up a hot streak today of what he's been working with as far as the strikeouts, even though he has allowed some base hits as well. Putouts he's been able to draw up. And so now Katayama up, the first pitch is a ball. Up high. And here in another pitch, it's up high again. Goes through Sach. Count now 2-0. Here from Lazarus, the 2-0. Goes through the dirt and almost hit the knees. Since it hit the dirt first, that would not have been a hit by a pitch.
Yeah, the Catman jumped out of the way on that one. Like
Katayama
jumping rope.
trying to use his quick reflexes, all right. Here's a 3-0. And he takes it for a called strike, 3-1.
I don't see anybody warming up for Tenafly. I know it looks like there's nobody on right now.
I wouldn't be in a rush if I were in Tenafly. As the 3-1 is another down the middle for a called strike, 3-2.
So that means they're expecting Lazarus to finish the game.
And I can definitely see him finishing it off as he throws a foul ball. Count remains full. Tenafly was the first to bring in a relief pitcher, even though they were leading before Fort Lee decided to call in a relief pitcher. Again, the 3-2. It's fouled behind Katayama again. Count still full. He's remaining put. Here's the throw. And he fouls it. Almost should have let that one, almost should have stayed put because that could have been ball 4. But he stays at the plate with the count still full. Here we go again with the 3-2. And it's again fouled. Katayama sticking around for quite a while, trying to wear out Spencer as much as he can. Here's the 3-2. And this one is fouled as it hits the ceiling of the cage. Katayama just likes to stick around for as long as he can. His team is trailing by 4 with only 2 innings left to get back into it. Here's the throw. Again, it's fouled. Well, Katayama just really smiling again because he's really having that fun trying to keep his play at the play, isn't he? So here's the 3-2 again. And this one is lifted out into left field. This one is going to go foul, and the diving catch could not be made by the left fielder. So instead, it once again goes foul.
I thought that one hit off the cage. I don't know. It looks like that to me like it deflected, but
Yeah, to me, it looked like it may have actually hit the turf before it hit the cage. Right where it says protect the fort.
no, I'm talking about the cage by home plate. That's what it looked like. It looked like it deflected off the pole, but it could have just been me. And that was a great at bat by Katayama. Saw about a dozen pitches and still got on first. That's awesome. Pitchers throwing a lot of throws, a lot of pitches, and usually that leads to less velocity, less command, and a big positive boost for the offense.
Well, you do have one out so far, but that can make you feel good about something. So Rosa is up to bat as he lined out the first his last time out, and the first pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Gets right in there. I see. Lazarus. He may start to feel some pressure. The 0-1. A breaking ball that goes for a called strike. He tried to get a throw over the first but could not get out.
Yeah, the catcher did a drop knee toss, backdoor toss, but it didn't fool Katayama at all.
He's been smart like that, showing us how he was able to stick around against Lazarus. The 0-2, a curveball in the dirt. The runner moving over to second, and Katayama gets there in time. Makes the good steal. He puts himself in scoring position.
Yeah, that's old school delayed steal right there. Delayed steal where it's shuffle, shuffle, go. And basically you're not stealing on the pitcher or catcher right there. You're stealing on the cover man, and the shortstop forgot to cover. Or the second baseman forgot to cover.
So now the count is 1-2. Here's the throw. And he'll ground this along the third base line for a foul ball. Count still 1-2. You can see these bright moments that Fort Lee has this year. It's been giving them quite the ability to try and stick around in this game. having a couple of runs before in the last inning, even though they did just give up 3 in the top of the 6 right here. So here's 1-2. And he grounds one over to third, and it's not picked up cleanly by the shortstop. That will be a base hit. Katayama will move to third, bringing Rosa over to first.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, the shortstop's all over the place, diving for balls, knocking balls down. That saved a run. If he doesn't knock that ball down, keep it in the infield, that goes to the outfield, run would score on that. So that's even though it's a base hit, that's a really good defensive play right there, just to save a run. Awesome job. It's a lot of things that's lost art in this game. Like that delayed steal is a play that's rarely seen these days, but it works. It's so valuable. Same thing with just bunting. It's a lost art, bunting. I'll talk about it every game. Bunting is such an integral part, particularly on the high school level. So many players are involved in the play. More teams need to bunt.
We'll see if there's a bunt right here. Showman is up to bat. First pitch, he takes it for a called strike, 0-1.
Well, I don't think Shulman's going to bunt here. He's a number 4 hitter. They're looking for Shulman to hit an extra base hit right now. Try to get 2 runs in with a man in scoring position. That's what Fort Lee needs right now, down 4.
The infield is not brought in, but they know that a bunt can allow them to try and get Katayama out if he tries to make his move over to home. As Shulman will foul this one behind him. Count now 0-2.
Well, right now you have short and second playing back for a double play. So they're going to concede a run. They're going to trade. They're going to risk going for 2, to trade a run, up 4.
There's an open hole in center, and he'll do that, but it is picked up by the shortstop, getting a throw over to first. In time, it's a double play, and that will end the inning. So a big spot right there for Tenafly as they do not allow Katayama to cleanly get home. Tenafly maintains their 8-4 lead as we now head to the 7th inning.
And that's what Tenafly needed. They got that double play. But it was a really close play at first, and it did not go Fort Lee's way. Again, if this was a big league game, they would have checked that one, without a doubt. But it is what it is here at the high school level. The one thing you can never forget is that this is amateur baseball, and everybody involved is an amateur too, including the umpires. As difficult as that is to understand. So everybody's doing the best they can out there. Nobody's trying to make mistakes. Everybody's just trying to call it as they see it. And that time, the call was out against Fort Lee.
Well, in my opinion, looks like it was a good throw from Benowitz, then to Escala, over to Goldman in time. That's exactly what they need, exactly what Tenafly needed to eliminate a possible threat. Tenafly is maintaining their 4-run lead and has one more inning to get through. They will guarantee being up by 4 when the bottom of the 7th comes, but now they are in the top of the 7th here with Fort Lee back up to pitch. Katayama is still pitching after he looked pretty good in his first relief appearance today. Despite allowing that 2 RBI base hit that was left by Rosa, was able to pick up a huge double play off of it. So we can pretty much expect that Katayama can have a chance to cleanly get through this top of the 7th, but it's going to take so much work in the bottom of the 7th for Fort Lee to try and get back in the game. And afterwards, we'll see where they are. They are going to be entering the heart of their batting order with Casal, Rivera, and Irizarry coming up to bat once the bottom of the 7th comes. But for now, Goldman is here up to bat, and after that, we return to the top of the batting order with Benowitz and Arp.
Right, it's all set up here. It's 9-1-2, Tenafly up right now. So Katayama, if you can get this leadoff guy out, get something going, get a quick 0 up there, 3 up, 3 down. Fort Lee had a rally going, a little momentum. Didn't score, but they were getting to the pitcher. So that's what they need. Katayama needs to get the hitters back in the dugout as quick as possible.
Goldman up to bat, 1 for 3 today. Got a base hit his last time up. First pitch, a breaking ball, called strike, 0-1. Like I said before, it's going to be Katayama that's going to try and get things working cleanly as he forces a swing and a miss on Goldman, and the count is now 0-2.
Yeah, that was a great curveball right there. Had the hitter way ahead, threw it in a great spot.
I'm pretty much getting some good expectancies for Katayama in the top of the 7th as he can. It's the 0-2, fouled behind Goldman. count remains right there. Now the 0-2 again. And this nasty curveball that hits the dirt. Ball 1. Well, after this game on Friday, tomorrow, it'll be another non-league game for the Bridgmen as they will host Ramsey. And their next home game after that will be this Wednesday against Dumont. The 1-2 fouled along the third base line. So next time that Fort Lee is going to play an actual meaningful game since it's going to be a league game. They first face off against Dumont on Monday at Dumont, and then they host them back here next Wednesday. Now the count's 1-2. It's a fastball that goes up high for ball 2.
Katayama tried going up the ladder there, but Goldman didn't bite.
Well, that's what has allowed Goldman to start getting a better streak as of late. And the 2-2 goes nasty on the curveball, and that's ball 4. So before it was actually a full count pitch. So Goldman draws a walk.
Hey, really good breaking ball, late sharp breaking ball, but curveball. But all right, so now you see, so it's not ball 4. That made the count full, as you can see. So Goldman's still up there. Now it's full.
So now with that Katayama faces Benowitz. The first pitch is a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Goes up and in, gets him. Hey, that's rough, right? You lose track of the count, and then you got to they call you back down, so you're wrong. Your count's wrong, and then you get in there and you strike out. Ooh, that's a tough one. It's like a double whammy.
You can imagine how much of a double whammy it would be if it lasted longer. The 0-1 now from Katayama, and it goes outside for ball 1. So it actually looks like we got number 1. That's Derek Barkwin. 1-1. It goes out deep to center field. Trying to make a catch for it. The right fielder does. And that's the first out.
Awesome play. Ran a long way and make that play.
Casal out there at right field wearing number 7.
Casal's all over the field, including on that play. He showed his athletic ability, making that great running stab. So 2 outs.
So now Arp up to bat. The first pitch, outside for ball 1. Well, that was some big move that he made. I think he lost his hat, or actually it was a center fielder that was attempting to make that catch. But either way, that's exactly what the Bridgmen were looking for to try and stop the bleeding. The 1-0 goes down the middle for a called strike.
So Arp is 1 for 3.
And this ball is lifted over to right and right into the hands of the first baseman in Irizarry for out number 2. And actually,
3.
Well, it looks like we got to continue to keep count because that quickly retires the side. So we will now head to the bottom of the 7th inning, where this is Fort Lee's last chance to try and get 4 runs to try and keep their hopes alive for win number 3.
Yeah, and the Catman did the job. 3 up, 3 down, but it took some sparkling plays out there, right? Casal in right field. Izzy at first, took that line drive, right to him. And so now here we go. So last time Fort Lee was up, they rallied, they didn't score, but the same pitcher's out there. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and if Fort Lee does it right, works the count, make him throw more pitches, hey, you never know. This is high school baseball, and I've seen a lot of crazy things in my career, high school games. 4-run rallies, aren't so big, particularly when it's the bottom of the 7th, the home team. Even big leagues. I remember a Met game just a couple of years ago. The Mets had a 6-run lead against the Nationals, a 5-run lead. The Nationals scored 6 in the bottom of the 9th. So, hey, you never know at all levels. They get the Fort Lee can get to this guy early, get some men on base. Hey, anything can happen.
Well, I've seen what happened today in a baseball or pretty much a softball game where the team was trailing by a few runs in their last out, believe it or not, but then they managed to strike back very hard and managed to win the game. But they only needed 3 runs to do that. Fort Lee will need 4 runs to tie and 5 runs to end the game.
And what better guy to lead off than the guy that made that sparkling play in right field, Mr. Casal.
In the first pitch, he lets it go in the dirt for ball 1. Casal, followed by Rivera, and then Irizarry. We'll see if they can try and start putting more pressure on Lazares to force him to make some mistakes. Counts 1-0. Here's the throw. It goes in the dirt again on another breaker. 2-0. Tenafly has scored 3 runs in the top of the 5th. That's the most runs by a team in any inning today. A 2-0 goes in the dirt for ball 3. Casal quickly ahead of Lazares, 3-0. Here's a 3-0. And it goes up high for ball 4. The 4-pitch walk
right, there you go.
by Casal.
Yep, it started to step on you there. There you go, right? Leadoff walk. Let's see if they can keep it going. Got to keep the line going when you try to get a rally. Everybody gets on base.
We'll see if this will be the start of some huge run as now Rivera comes up to bat. He is 0-2 today, struck out his last 2 times. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Well, after the kind of hump that Casal has had today, he'll look to try and break it here in the most pivotal point of the game. Here's the 0-1. It goes outside for ball 1.
Rivera struck out his last 2 at bats, so he has some redemption going right here. Needs it.
It'll be big. 1-1, swing and a miss in the dirt for count now 1-2.
You know what they call it when you get 3 strikeouts in a row? They call it the hat trick. Rivera's trying to avoid that, trying to prevent that.
Well, he's already avoided it since he has drawn a ball, and he'll force a foul ball here. Count now 1-2. Well, there's always something you'd like to think of with a hat trick by getting 3 straight strikes against a batter. And there's also that immaculate inning where you only throw 9 pitches in 1 half.
I was talking about strikeouts. That's what it is. 3 strikeouts in a row.
And this ball is foul behind him.
Yeah, but he's battling this at bat. He's battling. And that's important, right? So that's confidence, right? Even though he struck out his last 2 times, he's battling right there, trying to keep the rally going. That's exactly what you need up there.
Well, Lazares can still have that hat trick. He did allow a walk to the last batter. The 1-2. This one's fouled again. Casal's still trying to stick around there for a little while. The more he wears out Lazares, the more it's quite possible that he can try and put the pressure on him and force Lazares to throw some pitches that Fort Lee can drive deep. That could get him back into his game if they still wish to choose. Again, the 1-2. Goes inside for ball 2. That's an example right there. It's 2-2 now, even up between Lazares. And this one goes outside for ball 3. Looks like it may have nearly nicked the strike zone. Now the count is full.
Right, you want to stay put here. I know Casal, he likes to run, he likes to steal. Can't steal here, can't risk it.
Against Rivera, the full count. And he hits this one out to right field, and this one's going to go foul. Just across the first base line.
Hey, that's good hitting right there. Staying with it, staying on it, going with the pitch, just foul. Boy, that would have been great. That would have been fair. Would have been second and third.
Yeah, it definitely would be. The count remains full. Here's the throw again. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. That's the first out.
All right, so for Javier, though, it was still a good at-bat. Made him throw a lot of pitches. All those pitches are starting to take its toll. You can really see it. You can see his velocity's down. His command is down. So now he's got to move the line over. Now it's up to Ryan right now to get it going again.
So now Irizarry is up to bat. First pitch of attempted steal over to second. He is safe. Casal is able to make that steal work to his benefit. And now Fort Lee finds himself with a runner in scoring position with 1 out.
The Bridgman roll of dice there. It worked out. I wouldn't have done it, but I tell you, it worked out. So now the force is over. Now double plays out of play right now. Man in scoring position. See what happens.
Now the 1-0, and he loops this out to right field. That's going to go across the first base line for a foul ball. Count now 1-1. See how much longer Irizarry can try and hold things out against Lazaris. The 1-1, curveball that goes up high for ball 1.
Yeah, right now, Casal, he's doing the right thing there. He's taking aggressive leads. Tenafly is ignoring him. They have a big lead, but that's a mistake. You never want to give up free bases.
2-1, way inside, ball 3.
And I know if you watch big league games, they do it all the time on the big leagues, but you're talking about the best players in the world that can do what they want almost any time. Here at the high school level, bases need to be hard-earned.
Well, the difference at the experience level between a high school player and a pro player, as Irizarry fouls this one behind him. So there's a lot of significant differences to look at. But the level of competition still remains there. You can still get the runs you want if you really let yourself loose. When you play against another pro player, it could be a lot more of a closer game that could look like a slugfest. Here's a 3-1. Outside, and this is 3-1 now.
Well, again, the Fort Lee hitters are doing their job, working the count, forcing the pitcher to throw it over.
Now the full count. Up high, ball 4. And so that will put Irizarry at first, as Fort Lee now has a man on first and second with 1 out.
And it looks like they're going to make a pitching change. That's what it looks like. They're sending somebody out to left field. Left field is going to move over to center or right. I don't know. They just looks like the outfield is going to be juggling around. It's like the six dice in the Yahtzee. They're shaking it up. Everybody's moving around. So we'll fill you in when we figure it out what's going on. Looks like the kid with the glow-in-the-dark spikes is not going to be playing left field anymore. That's for sure.
Well, this is looking pretty big because even though there's only a man on first and second with Tenafly up by 4, the threat is still look like in there, and apparently they don't want to take any chances.
All right, so now we got a football huddle going on. They just bringing everybody into the infield. Well, I tell you, this game has really changed.
And with that, Arp is now up to bat. Arp, after he has batted today, may be over if Tenafly can finish things up. And we'll see what he can do as he comes in the mound for relief of Spencer. Man on first and second with 1 out. Tenafly up 8-4. 6:27 right now here on the East Coast. Glad you can join us. Zach Wilson along with Mike Lepresti giving you Fort Lee Bridgman action on YouTube live stream on the channel of Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics.
So who's in the pitch now? Number 7.
As I said before, that is Arp.
Oh, it's Arp. Okay. So he comes in from center field. And he's now into pitch. I don't remember him warming up at all. So he's coming in cold. So that means a couple of things. It could be he's fresh, but he's out in center field. He's in short sleeves. It's really not the warmest day. And usually, to pitch with command, you need to warm up a little bit. You need to throw it to a catcher. And plus, he's a lefty, right? There aren't any lefty hitters on Fort Lee, so so it's kind of like a mismatch. And the only thing the lefty advantage has is that it's tough to get jumps off first base with the lefty has the free move over there. But right now it's first. They're down a bunch of runs, but it's first and second, 1 out. New pitcher coming in cold, and the ducks are on the pond. It's a good situation for Fort Lee here. McCrary, who's hot, got a bunch of hits recently. He gets another one right here. The rally's going.
Well, it can be pretty cold every now and then, and it's starting to feel that way a little. weather was in the 60s when we got here. And so now, get McCrary up to bat. First pitch. It's outside, on the outside corner for called strike. 0-1.
All right, wasn't his pitch. Good pitch to take.
It almost looked like that ball could have gone either way. Now the 0-1. This one goes outside even more, and this one is a ball.
In his last 2 games, McCrary has 4 hits. Let's see if we get number 5 right here.
The 1-1. Outside, ball 2. We'll see if McCrary can try and put a little jinx on the change that Tenafly has made. From Arp, the 2-1. Outside, ball 3. Count is now full. One more ball will make the bases loaded. The man on first and second. And he fouls it behind him. Count remains full now. Here's a 3-2. Outside, ball 4, and it went through the bench, but that does not matter, as the bases will be loaded.
Well, believe it or not, that even though it's a walk, that ball is live. Now, in this field with the backstop, you're not going to take an extra base, but in a field without a backstop, like a big league field or a college field, pitch like that runner on second could possibly go all the way around and score. But here it is. Bases loaded now. Tying run at the plate. Tying run at the plate here. Just got, again, keep the line moving. Nakajima up with a lot of ducks on the pond.
And we'll see what happens here with a big at-bat once more. From Marp, he's going to look to try and get out of trouble. The first pitch is down the middle for a called strike. 0-1. After Nakajima.
Looks like, and it looks like Fort Lee's taking a strike. So let's see what happens.
They can't take too much chances. The 0-1 does go outside for ball 1. Very smart decision on Nakajima. May have allowed a strike right there, but does draw the ball afterwards. Back even at 1-1. Here's the throw. This ball goes outside for ball 2. Here's a 2-1. Just outside for ball 3. And one more ball for Fort Lee, and they'll get a bases loaded walk and try and make it 8-5. This is the tying run at the plate. And it goes up high, but does get a whiff of the strike zone for a called strike. Count is now full. Big pitch coming up. Here it's the throw, and goes outside for ball 4. And a bases loaded walk will be drawn, and Fort Lee has cut the deficit to 3. The game tying run is at first, and the game winning run is at the plate.
Oh boy, here we go. So now we got top of the order. Fort Lee got their best hitters coming up. Bases loaded, tying run at first. Go ahead run, winning run at the plate.
Park, who struck out his last time up, and he takes a strike right there in the outside corner. Count 0-1. Well, you want the number 1 hitter in this situation to try and make a big hit, and he fouls it behind him, and the count is now 0-2.
J.U. had a great rip at that. His head was down, just missed it. Foul ticked it straight back.
Park quickly behind 0-2. Here's the throw, and it goes down low for ball 1.
So right now he needs to be 2-strike hitting defensively. He wants to try to go with the pitch, hit the ball the other way if he can.
Here's the 1-2, and he chops this one over to center. It's going to be picked up cleanly, and it's going to be a fielder's choice and not a double play. So another run will be scored, and so it'll be 8-6 Tenafly, but Fort Lee is down to their final out.
All right, so Jay-Woo put the ball in play like he's supposed to with 2 strikes, hit it right to the shortstop, but he didn't hit it hard, so therefore all they could do is get the force at second. Now first and third, right, tying run on first, but in high school, the old first and third double steal is very potent.
Game tying run is still at first, and the game winning run is at the plate, and the pickoff attempt at first does not work. Katayama is up at bat. He drew a walk his last time up and still second.
And that's an example. You can't be too aggressive over there.
Be calm. First pitch, down the middle for a called strike, 0-1. It's been a very intense game between both Tenafly and Fort Lee, but Tenafly is just 2 strikes away from ending it. Count 0-1. And a pick off attempt going over the second, and he is caught. And it looks like this is going to do it unless he does a way to steal, to try and use his speed. And he can't get away, and that will do it. They caught Park at first after he tried to get a steal at second. He was caught between the first and the second baseman. And like that, Tenafly ends this game, and they take an 8-6 victory against Fort Lee.
Hey, great rally at the end. Ends up being a 1-run game. That run counts. That bottom run counts. Okay, so it ended up being 8-7. But again, Fort Lee showed a lot of heart out there. Down a bunch of runs, come from behind a bunch of times, almost pulled it out. And, they got caught. He had a good pickoff move to first. He baited him with an average move, and then he came back with the A move. And unfortunately, it ends on a rough play. But you can't really take away that Fort Lee was down by so much. And Tenafly, they're an upper division team, and they coming down here and playing to within a run. It's definitely a moral victory. Hey, moral victories don't get you into the playoffs, but still, it shows that this Fort Lee team is playing a lot better. They're playing a lot more consistently, and if you erase a few mistakes here or there, maybe a little more pitch in depth. Hey, you never know. A lot more wins are on the way coming in the future.
Yep. So with that, Fort Lee will now move to 2-7 on the year. Their next game will be Monday at Dumont. Tomorrow's game has unfortunately been postponed, but so their next home game will be here Wednesday, as they will face off against Dumont for the second of a 2-day series with them in a meaningful league game. While Tenafly, they take the victory. So, it looks like that will just do it about from us here. Once again, your final score here from the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex. It's Tenafly 8, Fort Lee 6. This is Zach Wilson and Mike LaPresti giving you Fort Lee Bridgman Athletics live on YouTube. We're going to wrap it up and say so long, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.